more. Yes. Beautiful, thank you. It's not just in times of mourning, but also in times of celebration for weddings and b'nai mitzvahs and baby namings. If that is something that Rabbi Klass brought to your life, would you please raise your hand? All right. All right, last one, please, yes. Thank you. So, Rabbi Klass's ability to touch every single family, every single age and stage, to bring them to Judaism during good times and difficult times in our lives, to help us celebrate, to help us find our path. For all of these things, we give thanks to God with the words of Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'hikianu lazman hazeh
I'd like to invite forward Jennifer Clark and Chris Bishop and Caroline Biber and Lisa Spritz and Courtney Rosenthal and Janet Lefkowitz and Jill Blumenthal to come forward to please help us bring in Shabbat with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. Please come forward. This group of people are the working group who helped to, the team, group, I'm sorry, what? The dream team, okay. Sorry, Rabbi Klass was correcting me. The dream team, are a group of leaders at Temple Bethel who helped to organize this evening. So thank you, and we're going to bring in Shabbat.
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Each time that we gather to pray, we offer these words of Baruch Hu, our call to prayer. And as a prayer, the Baruch Hu it's a threshold in the service. It's where we cross over from our personal preparation, whatever it is that each one of us needed to do in order to arrive in this place. And we cross over into this arena of communal gathering and communal prayer, our shared experience. We each come here differently, every time we come, we carry the baggage of the week that has gone by, or the year that has gone by, or the 2 years, or maybe the 6 years. The bags we carry are filled with joy and with sadness, with pride and regret, and all manner of lived experiences. We carry them with us each day, we cling to them, and we bring them with us. And yet on Shabbat, we are reminded that we need to put the bags down. Each of us, however we go about that, we need to let some of that go so that we can be here and present for one another. Letting go looks different. Maybe letting go is taking a walk before you come to temple, or the radio station that you choose to listen to on your drive. Maybe it's the conversation that you're looking forward to with the friend who's sitting right beside you. Maybe that's the thing that helps you let go of last week. But perhaps I want to suggest that part of letting go is just enjoying a nice cup of tea. I hope you noticed that our refreshments, our pre-neg before the service tonight, were in fact a tea neg in honor of Rabbi Klass, who often enjoys tea all day long at temple, okay? And as Rabbi Klass drinks her tea, she thoughtfully and carefully listens to whatever person has arrived at her doorstep. Tea, carefully and quietly consumed, might in fact be a spiritual practice. The warmth of the tea, it seems, requires us to slow down. And the slowing down then allows us to be present. And in that presence, we give ourselves and others entrances into holiness. So, before we cross this threshold into Baruch Hu, take just a moment and think of how you came here today and what bags you might need to put down just for this short time while we're together. Please rise for Baruch Hu.
In a traditional service, there are two prayers that come between the Baruch Hu and the Shema. A prayer thanking God for creation and a prayer thanking God for showing us love through the giving of Torah. Tonight we thank Rabbi Klass for serving as a conduit between us and God, helping us to better appreciate the wonders of creation and to more deeply wrestle with the words of Torah. Rabbi Klass, we are able to offer these prayers with greater intention and understanding because of your teachings. One aspect of recognizing God as creator is to utilize our own creativity on behalf of our world. Rabbi Klass models this idea by constantly creating with words, with dough, with a rainbow of Sharpies, and with wonderful ideas. To express their gratitude to Rabbi Klass, the students and staff of the religious school used their own creativity to create a coloring book. They created designs around words that remind them of Rabbi Klass. We could not use every design in our book, so there were about 300. So Rabbi Klass, in addition to receiving copies of the coloring book, you have a bonus envelope with other designs and messages. You are stocked with coloring pages for a very long time to come. I'm going to give this to you, and then we are going to continue with the words of the Shema.
And while this book gets handed over, we actually have some pictures of a few pages on the slides. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvchol nafshecha uvchol meodecha vehayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha vidibartam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. I noticed there are some folks out here wearing stickers. Does anybody have a sticker on out here? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, you can really raise your hand if you have the sticker. Yes. What are the stickers about? Haven, can you tell us? It says donate like Dusty. Okay. So we have stickers that are here for you if you are prepared to make that commitment to be a model of giving of yourself, donating blood or platelets like Rabbi Klass. I asked Rabbi Klass how many platelets, has she given before the service? And of course, we're never going to know exactly how many platelets, but Rabbi Klass has given platelets more than 30 times. More than 30 times. This incredible act is a tangible, physical expression of the generosity of spirit, and I'm gonna cry, of the generosity that is just so deeply inside of our Rabbi Klass. So, as we get ready for Micha Mocha, and it's a really fun Micha Mocha, I want to invite you for just a moment to take a moment to reflect on the ways in which you have interacted with generosity from Rabbi Klass, generosity of time, of spirit, openness of mind, and the ways in which that has brought you personally, because I believe it's so, just a little bit closer to that sense of redemption, of peace, of a world that just might be. We sing Micha Mocha. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Please rise for the Amidah.
Not
No, never mind. Sorry,
Not
there's
yet.
Hashkivenu. Sorry.
relax. Hashkivenu is a favorite prayer among teens everywhere. And for many, that is because it reminds them of evenings at youth group events and camp, singing Hashkivenu as part of a closing circle before bedtime with their arms thrown around the shoulders of their friends. For others, Hashkivenu is significant for its messages, asking God for protection and comfort from the dangers and stresses of life. Rabbi Klass is, for many people, but especially for teens, a personification of this blessing, serving as a trusted source of comfort and support, a friendly smile, and a reassuring voice. Rabbi Klass, I will share with you, and you only, Jeff, you can see it too, if she wants you to, next week, a link for video messages from many of the teens that you have mentored here at Bethel. And for teens present tonight, it is not too late to add your message. The deadline has been extended till Sunday. But it is only for Rabbi Klass because for teenagers, that relationship and being able to have that special relationship with you has been so important. We continue now with the words of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu shomreinu,
Now we rise for the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'nehem L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Nofelim Verofeh Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. We continue in silence.
not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. It's all light. All light. I am 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 divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I'm light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
Bethany, thank you, and our love to your family. Each and every Shabbat, we think about the light that we bring to people's lives. Each and every Shabbat, we think about those in our community who are in need of healing, of mind and body and spirit and soul. And their names are going to be shown on the screens. And as the names are shown on the screens, I want to invite you to think about people that you know who are in hospital rooms or in their own homes. Perhaps you're streaming tonight. Perhaps it's you that getting here tonight is a single thing that you've been able to do today because of what you're going through. And as my eyes go around the congregation, I want to invite you to either say out loud or even silently in your own heart the name of people that you're thinking of, so that we can add our names to the names on the screen and then pray for them as one community. Thank you. 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 Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh Cholim, blessed are you, O God, who supports and comforts those in need.
Misheberach Avotenu Mekor Haberacha Lamotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor Haberacha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So, as clergy who often write eulogies for the beloved members of our community, I can imagine that on an evening like this, where we are sharing memories and reflections of Rabbi Klass's virtues, that it could feel supremely weird to Rabbi Klass, and perhaps like a terrifying dream. Don't worry, Rabbi Klass, you are awake, you are alive. Y'all know what I know. The Dusty Rose Klass is an extraordinary rabbi and an extraordinary human being. Frankly, I've been speaking about how awesome Rabbi Klass is for the past 6 years, and I'm running out of things to say. Rabbi Klass's humility and decency are apparent from the moment that you meet her. There isn't this private Dusty and this public Rabbi Dusty, because what you see is what you get, because she is genuine and authentic to herself. She genuinely cares and encourages all of us to care more too. Rabbi Klass's passion for Torah and justice is inspiring. Her preaching moves and compels us. Her creativity in programming and prayer open doors of Jewish discovery in every moment. I'm running out of things to say because there aren't enough superlatives to describe Rabbi Klass. candor and wisdom and compassion and laughter and the beauty of her soul. 6 years ago, about 2 minutes after being named the next senior rabbi of Temple Beth El, I flew to New York to meet the team from Charlotte, and I distinctly remember Rabbi Klass's interview. She was engaging and energetic and careful and thoughtful. I remember talking with my mentor at the time and sharing how impressed I was with Rabbi Klass, and he couldn't have agreed more. He invited her back to Dallas to hire her, too. And he reminded me that she was indeed so impressive that every synagogue in North America would want to hire her. And he was right. Because when we called to invite her to come visit Charlotte, I started to get concerned when I learned that she had been invited to interview at 1,000 job opportunities. And Dusty took a chance on a completely inexperienced senior rabbi. She took a chance because she fell in love with spice and with our teens. She saw opportunity in Charlotte and Shalom Park. She fell in love with our staff and with the clergy. She took a chance on us, and we are indeed so grateful. We are grateful because her tenure has shaped our congregation, how we think about prayer, how we treat each other as a staff, how we engage with the community around us. There are innumerable people, kids and seniors, Torah students and social activists, spiritual seekers and lovers of Israel who count themselves blessed to say, Rabbi Klass is my rabbi. Every member of our congregation counts Rabbi Klass as their rabbi. And because Rabbi Klass is who she is, we also recognize that many hands have been involved in her working here, in baking Hamantashen and challah, in writing get-well cards and holding mourners close, to hold the Torah high, to bring food to the hungry, to lift up a cause, and to be lifted up by those with whom we stand. There are so many warm and welcoming hands to make a stranger feel welcome, to sing new melodies, to help a prayer feel familiar. A lot of hands to raise sights, to sustain hope, and to anchor our faith. We have been blessed by a rabbi who sees unique gifts in each one of us, who understands that listening and leadership are far from being mutually exclusive because they are interdependent. Rabbi Klass has a great spirit, and we, her students, have been blessed by the ways that she has encouraged discovery in each one of us. She has taught us to dream. I'm not just talking about the daydreaming that occurs when she's coloring in a meeting. She has taught us about who we are and what we want to become and how we want to engage in the world. Our ancient ancestor Jacob had dreams too. And after one of his dreams, he said the words that are written on our ark. Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh. Surely God is in this place. And so he called that place Beit El, a house of God. God is in this place that we call Temple Beth El. And we are truly lucky that Rabbi Dusty Klass has been our teacher and our rabbi in this house of God. And we are here because the gifts that she has brought our congregation and our Charlotte community has reminded us what we already knew, but sometimes fail to see. That God is in this place. We just didn't know it yet. On this Shabbat, we stand in honor and appreciation for all the gifts of Rabbi Klass, recognizing that through her, we have connected with ourselves and with the divine. Because of Rabbi Klass's leadership, Temple Bethel will continue to build a vibrant community. We will continue to build a more just city. We will build with the lessons that she has taught us to live with love and kindness and authenticity and goodness. Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh. Surely God is in this place. And looking around this sanctuary, we should surely know it. Rabbi Klass, there are people who are joining us on Zoom tonight. We're going to invite them to appear on our screen, hopefully. Aha, that's me. Hello, it's very meta. So there's some people who are joining on Zoom. I think we're going to try to get them up on the screen. But we also have, and while we're doing that, I'm going to invite the clergy who are here and faith leaders and leaders in our community who are here. So if you are clergy and faith leaders and leaders in our community, if you will come forward and come behind as Rabbi Nichols and Cantor Thomas also come forward. So faith leaders, please come forward. Reverend Wary, I thought you were going to be sitting with your daughter tonight. Come on up. And Rabbi Klass, you're missing. Come on up. And now we're all missing. I'm going to invite you to please rise. Rabbi Klass, before you are the Torah scrolls that you hand to students every day. And next to you are members of our community's clergy with whom you have walked and sung, whom you have laughed with and eaten with, and have shared your love of our tradition with and been blessed by. And for all of our faith traditions, we share a blessing which is at the center of this Torah. Birkat Kohanim, the priestly prayer. A prayer that was given to the priests for our people, for parents to their children, and from our clergy and our community to you. After each stanza, we're going to say the words that our community knows so well, Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. And we all, as a community, bless you with this threefold benediction.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you. And Yehi Ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light always shine upon you, and may you continue to share that light with the world. May God deal kindly with you.
Ein Yehi Ratzon. Yis Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom.
May God journey with you, whether you are walking or running or biking or on a sailboat. Good luck. And may God bless you with the most important blessings of all, the blessing of shalom, of peace, and of shlemut, of wholeness. Ken yehi ratzon. May this be God's will. And let us all say, Amen.
I didn't know when I got to say words, but they just handed them to me, so it seems now is the time to say words. I've been calling this my rebuttal. And I've already thought of 3 whole groups of people that I haven't managed to actually include in these words. So the preface to the words is that there's so much that can't be said in this moment. The first words on the page say, I have no words. I have so many words. At the end of my installation weekend back in February of 2017, as my sister was preparing to head back to the West Coast, she said something along the lines of, well, they clearly know you and love you. I feel better about you being here now. And she was right. A mere 8 months into my arrival, you had already taken the time not just to welcome me, but also to know me. I felt at home here from the very start. And yet when I think about my arrival here in Charlotte in June of 2016, I also marvel at how much has happened in the past 6 years, how much we've all grown and changed. In many ways, I am still the same person who stood on this bima at 11:30 p.m. the night before Rosh Hashanah, having let myself into the building one last time to practice my sermon, staring out at 1,300 empty seats, mildly terrified of delivering words to that many people at once. But in many ways, I have changed. We all have. These past 6 years have been so full for all of us. My time here began in the midst of what was at that time the most divisive presidential election of my lifetime. Together, we have journeyed through local and national reckonings with racism, and I know that journey will continue long after I've gone. We have navigated hurricanes and tornadoes, 2 weather events I had never experienced before. As a temple, we faced our own financial past and future, and together made shifts in the way we hold ourselves and each other to our best and most fiscally responsible selves. And of course, we have traversed more than 2 years of a pandemic. And that's not to mention the individual personal journeys we've taken. A lot can happen in 6 years. New homes, new careers, new routines, new medical challenges, new relationships to navigate, new loss and grief. It's been a lot. And it's been an honor to be present with you in those moments. This is where I list those moments, because they actually all matter. I've been so grateful to get to stand in front of that ark with you and offer blessings and name your children and beam with pride as you became B'nai Mitzvah. I have loved standing under the chuppah to celebrate your love. Or at the door of the mikveh, waiting to hear that splash that helps confirm your arrival into the covenant of the Jewish people. I've been honored to sit at the bedsides of your loved ones and to stand at the graveside with you in some of the hardest moments. We have sat together in my office and talked through incredibly complicated questions, the most Jewish kind of questions, the questions that don't have one answer, the questions that might not have any answer. You have taught me so much.
They say every rabbi has 1 to 3 sermons, and we just repeat them over and over again. One of my 3 sermons is about the importance of Shemitah. And it's such a beautiful coincidence that this week's Torah portion, Bahar, opens with the laws of Shemitah. The words of Bahar begin, "When you enter this land that I assign to you, the land shall observe a Shabbat of Adonai. 6 years you may sow your field, but in the 7th year, the land shall have a complete rest." In recent years, we started thinking of this Shemitah not just as a rest for the land, but also for our souls. Shemitah is a time to lie fallow, to process, to see what all of this growth, movement, and change might yield on its own. Sans plowing and tilling and planting and weeding. And so, as I prepare to leave Charlotte and Temple Beth El in just over a month, I am excited and terrified to see what happens when I intentionally cease my professional rabbinic work for a little bit. And I'm deeply curious to discover what of the past 6 years of rich teaching and experience will sprout up unbidden when I allow myself, force myself, make Jeff remind me to pause. And so all that's left for tonight, there's a lot to do in the next month, is to say thank you. There's still 3 more pages, so I want you to know that thank you is not the end of this. To my fellow clergy, to Cantor Bernard for mentoring me in my first and his final year here, to Rabbi Schindler for making Charlotte and Temple Beth El so comfortable with the idea of a powerful female rabbi that for at least the first half of my time here, many people in the Charlotte community thought I was you. To Rabbi Nichols for having the courage to leave the place you called home for 14 years and begin anew in the depths of a pandemic. Because if you hadn't come here, I would not know you. I'm so grateful to know you. And to Rabbi Knight and Cantor Thomas, my clergy older brother and sister, both of you, in different and equally important ways, have been transformative for me. I cannot imagine what it looks like to do this work without you. That may be the scariest part of leaving this place, so please respond when I text you incessantly for the next many years to come. To the phenomenal staff who work together with so much care and compassion for each other and for the work and for this community. I'm going to say all of your names: Jonathan, Mark, Robin, Eden, Andy, Nicole, Natalie, Madeline, Sherry, Dee, Tracy, Amy. Thank you. And thank you to your families for sharing you with us. More words for each of you later. To so many people who have been part of the Temple Beth El staff in the time that I have been here: Deborah, Denise, Shannon, Chioma, Liz, Lisa, Giovanna, Sam, Julie, Sue, Francine, Caleb, Pam, Laura, Susan, and Candace. You are each part of what made my time here what it was, and I have learned from each of you. To the congregants who have been part of Temple Beth El's social justice work over the decades, and particularly in my time here, what a wild ride it has been. Thank you for your strength, your energy, and your outrage. May the fire that sparks your inner drive to make the world a better place only increase. Not in the out-of-control flames kind of way, but in that smoldery red coals kind of way, that you may roast a perfect marshmallow of justice. To Leah, my Chevruta and sermon writing partner, thanks for moving to North Carolina just in time to be only 2.5 hours away throughout my time here, and to many other study partners whose teaching has helped enhance my teaching here. Mom, Dad, Tatty, Patrick, thank you for all it takes to love a person who chooses the rabbinate. I love you. Marco, Helen, Jimmy, Alana, Jet, and Wyatt, thanks for putting up with Jeff and his frequent flying over these past 4 years, and for taking care of him in my absence. Jeff, loving you has always been the easiest thing I've ever done. I hope you're ready to be my one-man congregation for the next year. I will try to keep from delivering too many sermons at you. Lastly, and most importantly, thank you to all of you for choosing to let me be a rabbi to you. The title I received in 2016 and all of the learning I did to get here and how I show up in the world today, none of that matters unless you decide that I count to you as a rabbi. And you've done that in spades. I'm so excited for you to meet Rabbi Erdheim because I know you will do the same for her. Thank you all for being part of my story and for letting me be part of yours. Shabbat Shalom.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Like a comet pulled from
Like a ship blown
orbit
from
as it
its
passes
orbit
a
by a
sun.
wind off the
Like a
sea.
stream that meets
Like
a
a seed
boulder
dropped by a
halfway
bird in
through
the
the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Thank you to Susan and to Kayla and to Bethany, who are all people who are very special to Rabbi Klass, for singing some special music tonight as a part of services. So we're in the Omer and we're counting. We're counting up. We are counting towards Shavuot. We are counting towards the unknown with hope in our hearts, with the sense of possibility and what might be as we move towards Shavuot. We'll say the blessing together, and then we'll count today. It's coming here. You can't, oh, there we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Hayom Chamisha ushloshim yom shehem chamisha shavuot laomer. Today is 35 days, which are 5 weeks of the Omer. Please rise for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vigor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu koreim, umishachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamelachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, ushemo echad.
You may be seated. One of the great privileges of being a member of the clergy is standing with families when they have lost someone. And privilege might seem like a strange word to say, but it is truly a gift when people share the memories of their loved ones with us, when they open up their hearts and tell us about people we may never have met, but we then are touched by them. So each service, as we remember people, know that as they touched your heart, you have given a piece of them to us as well. We remember in our community in the period of Shloshim, those who have died in the last 30 days, Stephen Bloom, Denise Cooper, Larry Linker, Michael Prosha, Elizabeth Rowe. We mark the yahrzeit, the anniversary of the passing of George Ackerman, Mary Blumenthal, Mike Bozick, Susan Brines, Gerald Brickman, Anna Brusky, Howard Burton, Helen Wolfert Cohen, Irma D. Nicola, Melvin Epstein Festinger, Diana Floor, Anna Gelbard, Ruth Gold, Harry Morris Green, Rose Greenberg, Pauline Griffinhagen, Rochelle Grubb, Betty Ilfelder, Myron Jacobson, Sophia Hooden Jacobson, Samuel Jaffe, Edward Juris, Harry Carton, Nathan Kolker, Arcady Kurgan, Barbara Levy, Samuel Levy, Leah Liss, Daryl Lurio, Rose Mann, Rosalind Mendelson, Gabriel Miller, Albert J. Newlicht, Ellen Gottlieb Pickett, Rachel Rosenbaum, Estelle Rothkopf, Herbert Rubin, Jeanette Sachs, Ruth Sadinsky, Irving James Schmidt, Rochelle St. Gelais, Ida Rose Sternstein, Dorothy Sweet, Neil Satmary. If you are remembering someone this Shabbat, I invite you to share their name out loud with those in our community. Zichronam lebracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. We rise as one community in solidarity with those who mourn to recite Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach urte v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah min shalom olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shmei Dekudsha B'rechu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei Shalom Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
You may be seated, and we invite forward the president of our congregation, Benjamin Benson.
Shabbat Shalom. On behalf of the board, I'd like to welcome all members and guests this evening. I'd also like to thank again the planning committee for this evening, Jennifer Clark, Chris Bishop, Caroline Bieber, Lisa Spritz, Courtney Rosenthal, Janet Lefkowitz, and Jill Blumenthal. As is typical here, there's a lot going on in the next month or so. For our Shabbats coming up next Friday at 5 p.m., we're doing Shabbat in the park at Colonel Francis Beatty Park. There will be a brief Shabbat there at 6:30. Please note there will not be services here at the Blumenthal that evening. Friday, June 3rd is Shabbat to honor our high school graduates. June 10th, we're meeting at the JCC pool for a Shabbat swim and then pizza. And that will be before 6 p.m. services here. Please register in advance. And then Friday, June 17th, we're having a congregational Shabbat sponsored by Spice. Tuesday, May 24th, please join Rabbi Klass, Rabbi Erdheim, Nicole Sidman, Andy, and fellow congregants for a discussion on social justice and action at Temple Bethel. We're going to have a reception with hors d'oeuvres at 6 p.m. before the start of the program at 6:30. Please register in advance. Saturday, June 4th at 7 p.m. We are joining together for an intimate Shavuot experience with two faith leaders from Atlanta. It's going to be an amazing evening, and we encourage you to attend. Again, please register in advance. And lastly, the annual meeting is Tuesday, June 7th, which I'm sure none of y'all will want to miss. We'll take a look back on the past year and look forward at the coming year. We'll present the budget and slate of officers for the vote. And there will be a dessert reception to follow. Rabbi Klass, I want to thank you for sharing the past 6 years with us. It seems like just yesterday that you started. It's been a blessing to pray with you and learn with you and do the business of the temple with you, to laugh with you and cry with you. We're eternally grateful. Shabbat Shalom.
I want to invite forward Jen Clark and Lisa Spritz. All right, and Jill Blumenthal.
Hello. So it is customary to give a gift on behalf of the congregation to Rabbi Klass. And so we are here on behalf of the committee and on behalf of all of you to present that gift. And before Lisa shares what that gift is, I would like to say that this was a very tough task because for the girl who wants nothing, especially nothing physical to take with her cross country to live on a sailboat likely, but we decided to disregard that completely. Because for someone who has literally given her blood to this community and her sweat and her tears, we wanted something tangible for you to remember us by, so that every day, every time you write anything down, you are thinking of us. Anytime you look up at your wall, you are thinking of us, Temple Bethel. So that was what we wanted to accomplish, and hopefully we did. Lisa.
So we have two parts to the gift. This is done by a local artist. His name is David French. You may be familiar with him. And this is called Growing Up Charlotte. And we thought of you because we thought it looked like the tree of life growing out of the skyline. And so we're hoping that every time you see it, you think, man, I shouldn't have left Charlotte. Look at that. But we also have a beautiful pen for you that you don't have to open now, but later, and then some Charlotte Love note cards, because we know how much you like to write notes. So you can write and say how much you miss us on these cards. So thank you so much. And this is from the entire congregation, so thank you.
Yes, they're yours. If you want us to ship that, we can. Okay. That's the end.
I said to Jeff earlier, what does it feel like to be the most hated man at Temple Bethel? We're going to conclude with an opportunity to sanctify Shabbat and sanctify the relationship we have that a move to California will never sever. we invite you to all join along. And if you want to raise your imaginary Kiddush cups too, that's okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'shanim mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon imkinanu, zikaron le'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tefilah l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, Imalu lacharta, Viltanu kidashta, Mihoramim, V'shabbat koshecha, Be'ava u'ratzon, Imchavtanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. And we say to one another, to our north, the south, the east, and the west, Shabbat Shalom. We invite you to join us for a celebratory dinner, if you registered, and and Shabbat Shalom. Glad to have everyone here.